Reading and writing important for my daughter because if you want to get in this country good job, you have to know how to read and how to write.
The school was always asking me to encourage him write more and also try to encourage him read.
Obviously, for my daughter's studies, I have to give time.
I cannot stress enough the importance of your involvement as parents. The 10% increase in our GCSE results in 2 years, the 10% increase is not just the work of my brilliant staff, it is the work of you. It is the work of you as parents, your support, your guidance and your encouragement, and obviously supporting us in our high expectations of the children.
Little Ilford School in East London begins work on developing partnerships with parents as soon as Year 7 places are allocated. Head teacher Yvonne Powell is keen to make parents feel welcome and for pupils to look forward to starting at their new school.
From what I've seen today, I think she'll push him and all the pupils in the school, not just Dylan, everybody, the whole school as a whole.
I would send her now because I know she'll be properly educated in this school. I will help her with her schoolwork, checking up on her, getting in touch with teachers to know what's going on.
From what she said, the parents' support helps a lot, which we think is true anyway, because sometimes having that one-to-one, it helps them as well. So we will be supporting them.
I felt welcome. It was a nice session. It shows that how involvement the school wants us to be.
But getting parents to play an active role in helping their children with reading, writing, talking and listening skills is often not an easy task.
Take away 3, start with 21.
In terms of the parental involvement in the school, it's never enough, and it's something we keep battling to increase. We have over 32 different parents' meetings. Sometimes the attendance is excellent, and other times, for example, at a particular community language parents' meeting, there could be just 6 or 7. We will still run them.
Little Ilford School is in Newham, London's poorest borough, and almost 90% of the children are learning English as an additional language.
With the number of students that have English as an additional language, with the number of new arrivals that we have, we cannot make assumptions that they understand the British education system. And therefore, how can we expect them to support us in what we're trying to do for their child? By means of getting them in and being actively involved in the school, it enables them to have real clear strategies and support from us to help their child at home.
In working to encourage more parental involvement, the schools had to improve communication with home.
What we've tried to do is we've maximised things like posting letters home that have been translated in the community languages. For various evenings, that's worked highly successfully. For example, our SATS information evening that we run, it's over 90% turnout, which is extraordinarily high.
They always encourage us parents to go there and talk to the teacher where you feel you don't understand, and they try to make us understand what is being done.
Can you see down at the bottom?
Little Ilford School runs a series of literacy intervention programmes aimed at pupils who arrive in Year 7 with a level 3 or below in English. The teaching assistants who run the reading challenge are discussing how they can encourage parents to help children who are reluctant readers.
Do you think they're practising the skills that they need in order to...
No, I don't think they're reading at all at home. Once they go out of school, they're not reading English.
Mm.
I don't think that is a problem.
So how can we give them those skills so that they can become independent readers themselves?
Maybe encouragement for parents as well, to support the kids. I mean, fair enough, maybe some parents can't read, but maybe a sibling or somebody else in the family who can help.
Loan books that they can read at home with the parents.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just children that don't speak English, even some of the English parents don't bother to take the time to read with their children at home.
Their attitude is...
it's down to the school's
responsibility to teach the children to read, isn't it? They don't take it.
And it's a two-way thing. It's got to be parents and us.
The teaching assistants themselves have said that they want to have greater involvement with the parents of the students they're working with, but it's absolutely right, because as we know, it's about confidence with the parents as well. And if we can build up a relationship with a named contact, then that will develop the parents' confidence to either talk about their own literacy issues or to ask questions about how they can further support their child at home.
Raminta is a Year 8 pupil at the school. Like the majority of pupils, she's learning English as an additional language. Early on, Raminta was identified as needing extra literacy support and joined the writing challenge. Luckily for her, she's been getting plenty of encouragement at home as well as at school, and her progress has been good.
I think so, Miss Honey. I think I do. Miss Honey paused and leaned back in her chair behind the plain table that stood in the middle of the floor. My family come from Lithuania. My parents can read and write English, but they can't speak it very well. My mum thinks education is important for me because she wants me to have good high grades and a good job and everything. When I come back from school, my mum makes me read and write something. After I finish reading the book, she makes me write something about it, what I've learned and what it's about and stuff.
Raminta have to be good in English because my own English is not good. This is difficult for her because she came from another country and we are talking at home different language and English is not her first language.
Me and my mum are working together on our English, so it's improving a bit better than before.
The parents of Year 8 pupil Zoya are also well aware that their daughter's education is a joint responsibility of school and home.
Obviously, for my daughter's studies, I have to give time so that they can do well. But it is not only the school's responsibility, it's at home as well. A person has to read and write, learn how to read, how to write, because English is an international language.
In life, English is everything, and without it, you won't be able to get anywhere.
If a person gives about half an hour, 15 minutes of the time to sit with his or her child, whatever whether he can't speak English, whether he can speak English, whether he can't write, whether he can write, but at least this is like an important, real time you are giving it to your children.
Kevin is coming to the end of his first year at Little Ilford, and his mother believes he's clearly benefited from the advice on reading the school gave her.
When I went to a parent evening, they tried to say to me how I can help Kevin at home, to tell Kevin to take the books in library sometime to read at home.
As part of the back to school week,
I see a lot of change in Kevin. Sometimes he read with me, sometimes he read himself, and then sometimes I'm buying a newspaper, I read with him because I want to improve my English as well.
Philip, in Year 8, has been getting help with his written work by doing the writing challenge. Until the school contacted her, Philip's mother didn't know her son wasn't making the progress he could have been.
Because at first I wasn't aware, I thought he was doing fine until I was made to understand that his spelling and his writing was weak. All right, place pads. Oh, it's gone. I was told by the teacher that it was necessary for him to attend those classes whereby he attends one-to-one with the teacher. Oh, is it the homework? And he has already improved on his handwriting, and he is also confident when he's writing his sentences and spelling. Why are you having? His homework, I always work along with him, and help him where possible. I can't say I know much, but at least whatever is where possible, I always come in and give him a hand.
The school is keen to keep withdrawal from lessons to a minimum.
Go on.
They've done this by building an intervention class into the main English timetable. But some withdrawal is considered necessary, the importance of which needs to be explained to parents.
Excellent, Kevin. You spotted
We
it.
take the parents on board right from the start. What we're trying to do is to allay parents' fears. Withdrawal is unavoidable because we feel they need more than the 1 hour a week. What we're saying is that by students having 2 hours of intensive literacy support a week, we will get them up to a sufficient level, sufficiently high level, and they will be competent practitioners in years 8, 9, 10 and 11. So in a way, it's this short-term loss of subject, if you like, for a longer-term benefit.
For parent governor Simon Mayers, whose son Jack is in year 8, it's not surprising there isn't greater parental involvement in the school.
I think you'd be hard put to find any school where you could say that parents are involved enough. I think because of the nature of the intake that we have in this school, traditionally there hasn't been as much parental support. I mean, by that I mean active parental support. The parents here, most of them have strong aspirations for their children. They want their children to do well. In a lot of cases, they don't know how to manage that, how to bring that about. And in recent years, the school has been doing a lot. We hold Bengali parents' evenings, we hold gifted and talented parents' evenings, we hold specific evenings on literacy and numeracy to give parents the tools to help their children.
Yvonne Powell is certainly not complacent, and she's always looking out for new ways of communicating with all parents.
Despite the turnout being low for particular community parents' meetings, we don't stop. We continue to have them in the calendar, and we try and think of new ways to advertise and promote the evenings. For example, we now have a link with the mosques. So our next stage is to make sure we have a poster, a flyer that's translated that can be visibly displayed in the mosque. Our next route in is to try and actually make contact with the committees or the imam of the mosques. So we will keep pursuing, we'll keep trying new things, but those dates will remain on our calendar because we really do think it's so important to get the parental involvement.
This is about a celebration, yeah? We're celebrating your children's success in their literacy lessons.
The school believes it's important to celebrate the pupils' successes, and even when turnout isn't high, makes much of the progress made by individual pupils.
A lot of our work at Little Ilford is based on the premise of praise, not sanctions. Sanctions are a last resort, but we work on praise. When we get towards the end of the year Year 7 intervention or the Year 8 intervention, we also want to make that praise very public. And going back to parental involvement, it's important that parents have the opportunity to come and be part of that praise and also to receive the praise, because then working and supporting their child is enable us to have a greater impact.
I've seen you improve remarkably over the past year, so I'm really pleased to give this certificate to you, and again, congratulations.
I really wanted to come to see my son's achievement. I felt that his hard work has paid off, and I was proud as a parent to see him achieving well.